Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Film Bunker. And this week we're doing the movies that you probably haven't seen that we've all seen that we want you to see. So let's get into it.
Yeah,
How's
what
that?
he said. G'day, Bunker Dwellers. So we've got a couple of special guests with us today. We've got Bo at the back here. And first time on the show, we got Josh, who's directed a couple of films. And he's going to throw his 2 cents in on some films that he's seen that you may not have seen. So let's kick things off. Justin, you go first.
Well, thank you for the welcome back after the long hiatus. Thanks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this guy.
Okay, so basically everyone was picked to do movies. So I went differently and I went series because Netflix is such a big thing at the moment. Series are very,
idea.
because everyone's watching series all the time. So if you say, have you seen this? I'm like, no, I haven't seen that. It's like, because Netflix is such a big thing. So I went series just to be different. And the first one I want to talk about, before Chad.
I'm just going to interject real quick. It's because Justin hasn't really seen a lot of movies.
He's actually covering up right now. Shut up, guys.
Continue.
Thank you, Chad.
No problem, but hey.
I will continue now. So basically, the first series is actually a B grade called The Lost Room. Okay, and it sounds terrible. And the first half an hour of it is pretty hard to watch. It's under 10 episodes, and there was never a sequel. But if you want...
That's how good it is, everybody.
Is it holiday special?
Okay, so hang on a second. Let me get to
It's not Star Wars Holiday Special quality.
If you like watching things that are very, very different to what you're used to, this is brilliant. So if you can get past the first 30 minutes, it is one of the best series you will ever see.
Ooh.
It's got one of the most unusual plots that is just... It's captivating. And once you get past that first half an hour, because as I said... The B grade part of it's like, ooh, but once that first half an hour's gone, you indulge the story.
Okay.
You just can't put it down. When I first, I had a mate, my best mate Bones, he turned around and said, listen, watch this. And I was like, he gave it to me at 5 o'clock on an afternoon after work. I could not put it down. I watched it till 3 a.m. the next morning to get through the whole series.
So it's a good binge watch.
Right.
Okay.
That's
Any
number
notable
one.
actors?
Yeah. The baddie is what's his name?
He's that notable.
He's in A Few Good Men. He's the sidekick. The sidekick.
Yeah. This, that guy.
He who shall not be named. But he's probably the only note. Oh, and the chick from The Good Wife. Yeah.
Those people.
Yeah.
Starring that TV series.
No, not that guy. No.
Okay.
Anyway, that's the first one. The second one, and this is by far my favourite series apart from Stargate, as we all know. Flash Forward. Okay. Now, once again, going on the really original things that just really weren't done.
It's not
before.
a porno.
No, it's not a porno. It's starring Joseph Fiennes. From Enemy Gates.
Yep.
And it is, I'm not kidding here, it is probably the second most original thing I've ever seen. Basically, the plot, without giving anything away, the entire world blacks out for 2 minutes and 17 seconds and sees a glimpse of themselves 6 months into the future. Now, the cool thing about that is some people have great futures, some people have bad futures. Like one guy who's, he was an ex-war vet who's turned reformed alcoholic. His daughter goes to Afghanistan, dies, and then in his flash forward, he sees him with her alive. And it's tearing him apart like the whole time sort of thing. And then you've got another guy who has cancer who sees himself alive in 6 months when his cancer's terminal. He's been given a couple of weeks to live, and he was like on a pier with a gun to his head. And he blacks out and wakes up and sees this amazing future, and he keeps going. So it's so amazing, and the stories that they
pretty
follow.
cool.
Wait to not give away any plot lines.
Well, no, I haven't given you anything.
Oh, really?
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
that's nothing.
All
So,
right.
guys, Lost Room and Flash Forward, treat yourself. Trust me.
Treat yourself. It's delicious.
Yes. Let's go. Ibe.
To me, alright. Okay, so my first one is The Faculty. So it came out a year after I was born.
5 minutes ago.
12 years ago.
It's an older film.
Can I
Has Elijah Wood.
just wipe some placenta off?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sorry, is that grey hairs?
Hey, here we go.
That's why it's
No.
shaved.
When the light reflects off of the red, it shines differently.
That's why I cover it up with the mug. I just
All
spent the
right.
whole episode.
All right,
Moving right along.
Carry on, Bo.
Continue.
Carry on.
Has Elijah Woods. And it also has Usher before his career took off singing. So it's very interesting. It also has
His career took off.
Salma Hayek in it as
So
well.
hot.
Yeah, it's had it when she was younger. But it's a sci-fi mystery.
Okay.
A very long story short, keep the plot short. It's like an alien-based thing.
Yep.
Very interesting. And it's all based around high school and the high school kids.
Nice.
So yeah, great cast, great film. Definitely have a watch. It's one of my favorites.
And what's your second?
Second is a film called Crow Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't think anyone's going to have heard of this. It's a Japanese film.
So not like a knockoff of The Crow.
No,
Okay.
no, complete standalone.
Okay.
And it's called Crow Zero because this is episode 0 of the film, so the films go on to like 5 and 6.
Okay.
So forth. It's yet again based around high school, but this high school is just full of hooligans. The teachers have no control and they create gangs and start fighting each other basically to rule over the school. Okay. And everyone goes there deliberately to be the top of the school.
Is it in English or subtitle?
Use subtitle.
Right, okay.
Subtitles? Okay, cool.
And yeah, just great fight scenes, just crazy chaotic fights with over 100 people. And like they're all...
I think that's the great thing about some foreign language films is there's very little budget constraints when it comes to hiring heaps of extras.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty cool to watch.
It's also the discipline, a lot of the foreign films are amazing at their disciplines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is very true.
Jackie Chan and a lot of those different films. So,
And those really big, like the Jet Li ones too, where he's in the Forbidden Fortress and stuff like that. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Definitely give it a watch if
Cool.
you're into action films.
I'll have to watch it.
Josh!
You would love it.
What's your two, Josh?
Yeah, I'm also going back a number of years to 1995. The first one being Screamers with Peter Weller, and it's buzz saws that.
Wait, Peter Weller, RoboCop?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yep.
And I don't even know how I stumbled upon it, but I go back to it quite regularly. And buzz saws that take people out under the sand. So post-apocalyptic future.
Yeah.
It sort of meets space and stuff. Good film. So I mean,
Hunt down if you can find
What's it called, sorry?
Screamers.
Screamers.
Yeah, there's a second one which
I think
is
I've heard of that actually. Yeah,
which is okay, but definitely the first one is worth watching. The second film is a callback to an earlier episode that you guys did, Equilibrium.
nice.
With Christian Bale.
Yeah.
And I believe Chad, you coined the phrase gung fu.
Yeah.
And definitely amazing and definitely worth watching.
Now, is that loosely based off A Brave New World?
Good question. I don't know that I can answer that. I haven't done that book. And
I
if it's a good
think
book,
it's
I'd really
loosely
like to.
based off that book.
For those who haven't read Brave New World, that's a rabbit hole right there. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Good book.
Great
I'm
book.
looking for new
Great book.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
This episode is brought to you by Audible.
Use the free promotional code.
It may or may not work.
And if it does, Audible, you owe us some money. Otherwise,
To be honest with you, I didn't like the book, but I can see so many references to it in just so many movies.
So
yeah.
I thought that would be the case. So yeah.
yeah, I don't want to give anything away with that one either. Just go out and watch it. It is a fantastic film.
Cool. Nice.
Chattels.
Chattels
McPhee.
McPhee.
All right, so my two are there's a bit of an age gap, especially like today. My first one is The Goonies.
Okay.
Right? We've all seen it. We all loved it. Growing up, you go out, you weren't allowed to come back till the street lights came on. Your parents locked you out of the house.
Okay, when you say we all seen it, it's actually in a pile of videos that Chad and Luke have given me to watch to get up to date with my film knowledge. So
That's why he chose TV series.
This solidifies.
I've seen the Goonies.
it's in the bar.
No, the
It's in the
Goonies came
bar.
out before I was born,
Back at the bar.
and I've seen it a million times.
Just on the Goonies as well, I think it's got one of the best character intros of all time.
The
The way
opening
that,
chase scene.
oh my goodness, the way that the characters are all introduced, you learn so much about their personality and who they are.
Yeah.
And it sets them up for the whole rest of the movie. It's just a brilliant study in
very good.
movies. Yeah.
In a great
And
cast.
it's funny. It taught me how to say my first swear words.
Oh, in Spanish? When mouth is...
No, when
Just actual.
It's the kids.
Yeah.
When he opens the...
It's
he's
got
like,
a bit
oh,
of
Pepsi.
it's got a bit of a cult
Damn
behind
it.
it now, and
I was
the
like,
people who own the Goonies house are pretty okay with people coming halfway up the driveway and getting selfies with themselves at the Goonies
amazing.
house.
Yeah, cool.
That's
That's
pretty cool. So it's got a bit of a cult
awesome.
following behind it now.
yeah,
so.
totally. And then my second one is a Western
Ooh.
with the Duke himself. And this is one of his older ones, or not older ones, one of his newer ones when he's a bit in his elder years. It's called McClintock.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down the best Western you'll ever watch.
Oh, that's a big call because there's
I
some
think
pretty
it's got-
good ones
No,
out
no,
there.
no, hold on. In that time,
Okay.
the way Westerns were filmed,
Okay.
the best one you'll ever watch.
Okay, all right.
Because
What time period are we talking about roughly?
Oh,
60s or-
yeah.
Okay, cool. That's right then.
It worked
Because
with Blazing Saddles.
not much beats Unforgiven.
But
with,
okay,
Clint
yeah,
Eastwood.
no. It's
What was
it's
what was
nothing
the
like
name
that.
again?
Okay,
What
good.
was the name of the film?
McClintock.
They
McClintock.
definitely could have workshopped that a little more.
Well, the guy's name is McClintock,
1963.
and the town is called
McClintock.
McClintock. But no, there's just
And she's called McClintock.
there's just the
Imagination galore.
man.
The horse was called.
And like westerns
McClintock.
are a thing now. Like, and if you enjoy funny, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant to be funny, but now it
Actually,
is funny.
You know what? I wish they'd bring back the Western.
Man, it's outstanding because there's this
I
one
really
bit
miss
where
Western movies.
What was the last Western?
The last
Six?
semi-decent one that I saw was the new rehash of Magnificent Seven, which wasn't half
That was the
bad.
comedy one. that I said.
Yeah.
Magnificent Seven.
that wasn't alright.
But before that, I think the last really good one for me was Tombstone and either Unforgiven.
Oh man, Tombstone and
Tombstone.
Unforgiven.
Hateful Eight. I mean, I
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
would that,
What?
would that be
No,
a
I
Western?
hated it.
Was it?
But would it be
I
classy?
hated it, man.
No.
Yeah.
Ah,
Your worst work.
get out.
Sorry,
Wasn't
rabbit
offended.
hole.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. So those are my two.
Yeah, cool. Okay, I'm going to go with Life, which is a fairly recent film starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Ryan Reynolds. It's set in space. It's a thriller, and it is just awesome. It is probably one of the best thrillers I've seen in a really long time. Like, I was literally on the edge of my seat the entire time.
Did it get a cinema release?
It did get a really small cinematic
Yeah, right.
release. It did okay, but I think it just didn't have a huge marketing budget behind it or anything like that. So it's sort of one of those ones that sort of just in the cinemas straight back out again.
It's
Yeah,
crazy
right.
with those two actors. You would think that they would have some sort of
Yeah, and Rebecca Ferguson, who's in the latest Mission Impossible movies, she's brilliant in that as well. Thank you for grooming me. So yeah, look, basic premise is that, is that a group of astronauts are retrieving some stuff that's been harvested from Mars, and they find life, and that's no spoiler there. But the sequence of events that unfold from there within sort of the International Space Station is just breathtaking.
Sounds cool.
So check it out if you haven't seen it. And my other one would be on the other side of the scale, going straight to comedy now, or black comedy, is In Bruges. If you haven't seen that movie, it is hilariously great. So stars Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson, and Ralph Fiennes. Sorry, I was going to say Colin. So basically, Colin Farrell plays a hitman who has really stuffed up, and he's sent by his handler to Bruges, of all places. So a no-name back alley town in Europe, to sort of dwell on his mistake. And everything unfolds from there, and it's hilarious. And,
That's cool.
It also has on the special features in the DVD, it has a show reel or an edited special feature of all the swear words in the film, because it carries the most amount of swearing in a film ever.
What? Yeah, that's
But it's hilarious. It's great. So check it
You
out.
definitely have to be in the mood though for that one. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do recall watching it and not quite being ready for what I was about to watch.
Yeah, it's very weird and very out there. I think that it's from the director of Seven Psychopaths and The Guard, and he has that sort of niche filmmaking where he sort of does some really weird out there stuff. So, but check it out. They're my two. So these are our films that have flown under the radar, or you may not have ever seen, and should really be on your list of movies to watch.
So guess what? Start getting this list, watching them, and then put them in the comments and tell us if we were right, if they were worth actually watching or not.
Yeah, we want to know your thoughts on the films, and then also at the very end of that, put the film that you love most to recommend to your friends to watch that they may not have seen.
Or maybe we haven't seen.
Or probably Justin hasn't seen that.
We'll add it to
Justin
Justin's
definitely
pile.
hasn't seen.
Thanks to Bo and Josh joining us for this episode, and as always, like,
Come on, man.
And subscribe.